You're listening to an NRCH podcast. I begin today by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land on which we're recording this podcast, and I pay my respects to their elders past and present. I extend that respect to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples listening today. Today I'm walking with the men's walking group, led by facilitator Wayne Russell. I'm here to learn how walking and companionship can make a significant difference to our health. The theme of Men's Health Week is to encourage men and boys to build healthy habits by identifying small changes that they can make to benefit their health in the long term. So let me pass the microphone over to Wayne now so that he can lead the discussion with the men's walking group.
Okay, just want to do the intro. Okay, I'm here at the Fitzroy Gardens after the men's walking group, and I have a few questions I'd like to ask some of the participants. First of all, I'll get you to introduce yourself.
Phil Maud.
And?
Robbie.
Well, thanks for coming along today. Now, there's a few questions I'd like to ask you. The first question is, why did you join the walking group, Phil?
Well, some of my friends were going. I thought, company would be good. It's a bit of exercise as well. I had a bit of a dicky knee, or that might have come along later, but it seems to help that. And companionship, I suppose.
And how about you, Robbie? Why did you join the men's walking group?
Well, it was you who told Phil and I about it initially, Wayne, about 18 months ago. So I thought I'd come and get a bit of exercise, and it's good for my mental health, do a bit of walking, which I try and do every day anyway.
Now, we all know that walking is the best form of exercise, and physicians always encourage it. Can you please tell me some of the experiences you've had and the benefits you've received from walking?
Yeah, getting up and getting out of the house, I think, is a big step, because you can get a bit reclusive. It's easily done, especially in the winter time.
Well, especially today. Today's apparently Melbourne's coldest morning, and we all know how cold Melbourne can get. Okay, and how about you, Robbie?
It seems to clear my mind.
Yep.
And set me up for the rest of the day.
So with you, it's more than just a walk, isn't it? It's a bit engaging and having a bit of a conversation with some blokes.
That's right, yes.
Well, that's fantastic. And also, have you noticed any changes in your stress levels or your mood since coming on the walking group?
I think so. I think things have improved a little. I think, whether it's the walking group or just life, but things seems to be getting better. Maybe it is the walking group. Hopefully it is, and I look forward to it every week. So especially if the weather's okay, which it's becoming nice now. The sun's coming out, and we're companionship is definitely a big thing for me, and idle chatter is good. Tell a few dad jokes.
Of course, you're known as the joker in this group, and we really enjoy listening to your jokes while we go for our walk there, Phil. And how about you, Robbie? Is there any stress levels, any change in your stress levels or your mood since coming from these walking groups?
Yes, it has improved, but I have to walk every day. And also I listen to an audio recording of mindfulness of emotions every day as well, which I'll probably have to do a few times a day depending on my stress levels, but in conjunction with walking it helps a lot.
And what are some of the common barriers or obstacles that men face when trying to adapt a healthier habit, and how can they overcome that? What do you think about that question, Phil?
I think other guys say, "Oh, you're not walking, eh?" Sort of things like that, You're going on an old man's walking group, that sort of thing, But what else?
So you think there's a few stereotypes that only groups of women go for walks and not men?
Well, maybe so.
And how about you, Robbie? What do you think some of the barriers are that men face today trying to adapt the healthier habits? Does a man have to go to a gym to be healthy or anything like that, or he can go for a walk, or what do you think?
I don't think you really have to overexert yourself at a gym. Going for a long walk is good too.
Well, any exercise is good exercise, isn't it?
Yes.
And how long do you go for a walk when the men's walking group, how long do they go for?
I think about an hour and a half.
And do you know how many kilometres you walk?
I think we do about 4Ks.
That's a good walk, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
No, that's really great.
Sometimes even five or 6 Ks if we do a long stretch and then walk all the way back. It's sometimes 5 or 6 Ks.
And also, do you think what we're doing here with the men's walking group is inspiring others to come and join us? Because I know when we first started, the group was quite a small one. It sort of ranges in sizes. But do you think it's encouraging other people to come for a walk?
If my mate Peter's down from the bush, he'll sometimes come, and also my mate Robbie used to, my mate Marty used to come, which was good. He's getting involved in guitar lessons at the moment, so he can't currently come. But yes, I think so.
And how about you, Robbie? So any personal accomplishments that you'd like to talk about since you've...
Well, going to the men's walking group has inspired me to walk every day, actually.
Well, that's great.
And I try and do about 3 kilometres every day.
That's fantastic. Well, there's one particular client that I'd like to touch base on. He has a special a place in our group. He started with us a few months ago, and our very first walk, I reckon he might have only walked 500 metres. And since he's come every week, every time he comes, we get a little bit further and further, and to the point where he's now walking with us for at least 3 kilometres. So I'd like to really pay my respects to that gentleman who supports our group, and that's the sort of things that you can achieve by coming to the men's walking group. So if you need to go see a GP and you tell him about the walking group, see what he thinks about it, and he says it's all good, you can come along and you too can be a member of the men's walking group. So that sums it up there, folks, and for the men's health walking group, and we look forward to next week, and we'll go for another walk. And if anyone ever wants to come and join us, we leave at 10 a.m. every Tuesday morning at 110 Elizabeth Street, Richmond. Thank you.
Thank you to Phil, Robbie and Wayne for talking about the power of making small changes and healthy habits in the men's walking group. And now to see us out, Phil, who is also a singer-songwriter in the group, is going to perform a song he wrote decades ago, and it's a favourite amongst the walking group. I'll add a content note here as he discusses themes around suicide, which may impact some people. So if you know anyone at risk or needs support, please call Lifeline on 13 11 14. All right, here it is.
When they say you're nuts, it hurts in the guts like a burning pain. They reckon you're ill and give you a pill 'cause you're just insane. My mother knew, my brother knew, my father knew, my sister knew I'm a schizo. I'm a schizo. Lithium carbonate or maybe Medicaid, they put you on for life. They reckon you're well, but what the hell, you're in worse strife. My mother knew, my father knew, my brothers know, my sister knows I'm a schizo. I'm a schizo. You start to shake, quiver and quake from the side effects. Your vision gets blurred, you can hardly say a word, and you wonder what's next. My mother knew, my father knew, my brothers know, sister knows I'm a schizo. I'm a schizo. You still seem sick and you also seem thick because your brain's full of fog. You cannot work, you feel like a jerk, in fact you feel like a dog. My mother knew, my brother knew, my brothers know, sister knows I'm a schizo. I'm a schizo. So if you take my advice, keep yourself nice and try to stay straight. 'Cause if you go round the bend, you'll think it's the end and it ain't too great. My mother knew, my father knew, my brothers know, My sister knows I'm a schizo. I'm a schizo. I'm a schizo. Schizophrenia.
So when did you write this song?
I wrote it about 35 maybe years ago, something like that. I wrote it with two friends. We were in a back room in Caulfield somewhere, and a guy named Greg Field and a guy, actually his name was Steve Miller. Nothing to do with the Steve Miller band, but his name was Steve Miller, and he suicided, poor bugger. He ended up with a colostomy bag. I don't know if it was a medication or whatever, and I think he could live with it, and he hung himself, poor man. But Greg Field, I don't know what happened to him. I don't think he's going either. I think he might have gone to God as well. But Steve actually pretty inspired at least the chorus, and they were chatting, and I was writing, and that's what came out.
Well, I'd like to first of all say thank you for sharing that with us on behalf of North Richmond Community Health, and that's takes a lot to open up, and thank you again for giving us an insight into that song and sharing that journey with us. So thank you, Phil.
Sure.
The Men's Walking Group is on every Tuesday from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. And to join or learn more, you can visit the North Richmond Community Hub, which is at 110 Elizabeth Street, Richmond. And they're open Monday to Friday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Extra special thanks to Wayne, Robbie and Phil, and also the other participants of the Men's Walking Group who are promoting and supporting the health and well-being of men and boys in our community. That's all for today. Thank you for listening and see you next time.